Hi folks, welcome to Follow the Leader, a podcast focused on telling character-driven stories through the use of GM-less tabletop games where we can all take the lead. You can find us on Twitter at FTLcast and at FTLcast.com. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/FTLcast. Today we're playing Dark Sentencer by Marn S. For those of you who are new to the game, here are the basics. You are a prisoner on the Dark Sentencer, a high-tech prison planet for the worst of the worst. In 11 days, you and the others in your cell block are going to escape. Unfortunately, you still have plans to complete, and that's just enough time for things to go horribly wrong. I'm Sam, and you can find me on Twitter at SAKalo, and you can find my portfolio website on www.samkalo.art, and my pronouns are he, him. Playing with me today, we have Jade, who happens to be the person below me on the order.
That threw me so much. Hi, hello, I am Jade. You can find me on Twitter and Tumblr at jadeoxidrose, and I use they, them pronouns. You can also hear me talking about the Animals book series over on the Escafil Files, which is at Escafil Files on Twitter. You want to hear me be mad about really stupid tiny aliens? Check it out. We also have August.
Hello, I'm August. You can find me on Twitter at Harpydora. You can find things that I have written at harpydora.itch.io that you can also play. You can find me yelling about Steven Universe over on Gay Space Rocks at Gay Space Pod on Twitter. And my pronouns are they, them. We also have Mac.
Hello, I am Mac. You can find me on the internet wherever you get good content at Citadel of Swords. I do some writing about wrestling, mostly women's wrestling. And me getting mad about the quality of women's wrestling on television right now, at gatecrashers.fan. You can find all the podcasts that those folks mentioned before, including this one, at our podcasting guild, at stones_standing on Twitter. While you're there, drop us a subscription to our YouTube channel so that we can get a YouTube URL that is not just a random string of letters and numbers. We are also joined today by Zachary.
Yes, hello. My name is Zachary Frederickson. You can find me on Twitter at obfuscatinggod. And for the music I make at iambugbear.bandcamp.com. As long as this episode comes out after January 1st, 2022, which it will.
Yes.
You can find new genre fiction every month at ZacharyOlsonPresents.com. And you can listen to me read it to you in a podcast audiobook format at Zapsplat on Twitter.
Hell yeah.
Cool. I might do that while I'm at work.
That's a great fucking URL, Zach.
Yeah, it's
It's
pretty
really
good.
Thank you. I have done none of that as of today, December 11th, 2021.
I see.
Except for Write the Fiction, that will be the format of the website and the podcast. But in the next 19 to 20 days, I will have done all of those things.
Zach is holding himself accountable now.
This is Zach holding himself accountable, and by the time you hear this, listeners, hopefully all of that is true.
I have forged a contract with the future by saying it in the past that the present will come as ordered.
Oh, boy.
Also, my pronouns are he.
I thought you were going to say a pact with someone else.
No.
And for our listeners, you may be thinking, hey, I think I've heard these people play this game before. And you are correct. We also played this for our
No,
Hanukkah
you're
special.
not. You're wrong. We've never done
Shut up,
this
Zach.
before.
Zach wasn't here for that one. Continuing on the intro, our lines, things we absolutely do not want to see, are homophobia and transphobia, racism, sexism, anti-Semitism, violence against children and animals, sexual assault, domestic violence or intimate partner violence, unwanted pregnancy, plays and pandemics. Our veils, things we're fine with addressing but we'll just fade to black on, are steamy situations, graphic descriptions of bodily harm, and terminal illness. Now that we've got all that, let's get started.
Wait, I forgot to put this up at the top when we played Dark Sentencer the first time, but possible content warning going forward, and I will put in a note if I'm wrong about this. Potential police violence.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we're in jail.
Yeah.
We're in prison.
We're in prison.
Last time it didn't come up, but it might this time.
And the inherent problematic.
Yeah, continued
Yeah.
ACAB.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get started.
Okay. So,
Okay. What I was trying to say before my internet connection and or Discord on my laptop was being a butt, was that we're gonna introduce our characters. We already pulled our cards that indicate what crime we are in Dark Sentencer for. If you heard the Hanukkah game, you'll know that this is done with a tarot deck. But yeah, there's a handy little table in the book. We like some randomized stuff.
Should we also come back and like remind everybody how we built our characters using a spindle wheel game?
Congratulations, you've said it.
Okay. Should we go through and remind everybody what our characters are using the cards that we like pulled during our spindle wheel game?
Nope. That's too long. I think
Okay.
that's too long.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a secret.
Yes. It indeed.
If you want to hear it, subscribe to our Patreon.
Okay. I didn't
Yeah.
realize it was a Patreon special.
Makes sense for it to be. What would be fun, right, is if we described and introduced our characters as part of a heist film intro, cutting through the Dark Sentencer to each cell, and be like, what does it look like as we come upon them? And then also like the name pops up, and then the tarot card like
That is so funny.
rotates across the
That
screen.
is
You
so
were so
funny.
Okay,
much kind,
here's the
Zach.
thing. Here's the thing. It's a great idea.
I don't know if it's gonna
Of
work
course it
auditory.
Well, you just have to describe it well.
Okay.
Listen, I just finished playing
What were
a
you
game
gonna
where
wait? Sorry, no, wait, 1 second. What were you gonna say, Mac?
That was my whole sentence. I wasn't going to say anything else.
Oh, you said here's the thing, Zach.
It's... Oh,
Yeah,
no,
they-
it cut out!
No, they said, "Here's the thing. That's a great idea."
There we go. Okay, good. It did come through. It came through for Zach.
Okay.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
always hear it when people tell me about my good ideas. It happens so often.
Oh, I
Um,
envy you so much.
We are in it today.
Like, look, we needed to bring energy because we haven't recorded as a while.
This is why I need people to tell me what's wrong with the brass ring, because if nobody tells me anything, I'll just say, okay, it must be perfect.
I feel that.
And intellectually, I know that can't be the case.
Hey, Zach.
Yes.
Zach, I'm
How
gonna
about
fly to Arizona and fucking fight you.
Why?
Because stop being like that.
What?
I was going to say, hey, Zach, how about you kick off that amazing idea by you going first?
Sure. Okay, what does a Dark Sentencer look like? I'll tell you. We see the Dark Sentencer, a weapon of the Galactic Hegemon, a symbol of all of the people who acted against the regime, be that through committing crimes or through their various revolutionary deeds, and were struck down for it, imprisoned in this obelisk in the sky, this testament to hubris and retribution, made of shapes, and then shapes within shapes, fractally iterating into itself. in strange corridors that only the guards know how to move through, and we follow through tubes and endless tangled webs and briars of electrical wiring, cabling, water, air, food pipes, and we arrive at the cell block. One of 1,000, but this one is different. This one holds us. In this honeycomb-shaped cell, hexagons connected to each other through various glass-seeming tubes and walkways, in one specific cell waits, lurks, Cordelia Waite-Smith. Her looking strangely naked despite wearing a full-body jumpsuit with the prison's logo on it, as well as a 16-digit prisoner uniform. They're going to need to add more digits pretty soon because we're running up. Numerous numbers on this uniform are 9. The color is a pale periwinkle blue with black accents, but it is not what Cordelia Waite-Smith would like to wear. As she sits in her cell, arms crossed, legs crossed, watching the door with dull and deep resentment, she has the look of a woman who wishes she was wearing a leather jacket. Tall and rangy, though that's hard to see with her sitting in the corner and just watching the door. Dark auburn hair, at once cut short, but now slightly grown out in the time she has been in this prison. Dark bags under her eyes, unable to be hidden by any artifice. Cordelia Waite-Smith waits. As we look upon her, the name Cordelia Waite-Smith ticks across the bottom like a crime ticker tape, and then from it a wire mesh tarot card etches itself into the screen, depicting the High Priestess. Underneath her name, Cordelia Waite-Smith, the crime is red. Took the fall for the family.
Dope as hell.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and I did all. So now your turn.
Fuck. Why do we make Zach go first?
He set the scene.
Because he was talking a big game.
We gotta have someone do the scene setting. We gotta
It's
have
true.
someone do the
It's
scene
true.
setting.
Yeah.
Zach did do a good
Let's
job
loop.
of setting the scene.
Should we loop to the top of the dock and then we can just roll through in order?
Yes.
Sure. So, having identified Cordelia Waite-Smith, the camera moves on through several hallways that are dreary down into the lower decks of the Dark Sentencer, where the prisoners are forced to maintain some of the more dangerous aspects of the station's daily maintenance. And we see a group of workers operating what looks like an outdated boiler room, and we have several prisoners who have taken the top part of their jumpsuit off and tied it around their waist, and we have them doing various tasks that involve a lot of tools, a lot of heavy lifting, and the camera finds one prisoner in particular, kind of average height, broad person. There's sweat on Blade's brow. Blade has kind of dark olive skin and black hair that's very shaggy, not quite long enough to be tied back out of Blade's eyes, but long enough to hang in them and be an annoyance. Blade's skin is covered with scars of varying sizes, telling a tale of a life of violence. That tale is punctuated by an eye patch over Blade's left eye, and the one eye that's visible is a stormy gray, but is staring forward in stalwart concentration. Blade is not going to allow the circumstances to affect Blade's self, and we see the name Galador Enderwall pop up on the screen, followed by the wireframe card of Temperance. The crime that ticks across at the bottom is an assassin.
Who'd you kill?
They'll never find the bodies. It's not important.
More than they know.
Probably a lot of people. It depends on how good they were at their job, or how good Blade was at Blade's job. Did I do that right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Is Blade in prison for a specific assassination?
Yeah, that was what I was asking.
Oh.
Okay.
Because the crime.
I think that the particular life that Galador took was a mid-tier dignitary, but that was just what they could pin on Blade. Blade has definitely killed a lot more people, and they couldn't find the bodies, but they suspect who did it and used this as a way to pin everything they could onto Blade.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So the camera moves away from Galador, follows the line of one of the boiler pipes, rattles around inside it for a moment before popping out down through a faucet to land in a metal sink with a punk. And the camera tilts up out of the sink to reveal a figure lying back on the small cot of their cell. Average height, mixed race person. Kind of hard to tell, it's dark in here. The light fixture overhead has been broken again. They have dark hair that's currently pulled back into a bun, revealing the undercut that hasn't grown out, indicating that this was probably done with like laser hair removal to maintain this immaculate undercut. And you can see climbing vine tattoos either side of the scalp, dotted with small, looks like electronics of some kind. And as the camera pans down, you can see a very ugly looking neural inhibitor on the side of this person's neck. Dark eyes are opened, staring at the ceiling, and you can see them murmuring something to themselves, but it's hard to make out. As the camera sort of moves up and is looking down at this person on their bed, the name Nezami Kazel comes up on screen, and image of a skull is imposed over their face as the death card is revealed, along with the crime of identity theft and impersonation.
All right. It's my turn now, huh? The camera comes in on a man, maybe a person, sitting in their cell block. At first, all you can see is the volume of their hair tried to be pulled back into a sort of messy bun where big chunks of curls are escaping from it. There's a half grown out strip of greenish, kind of ugly hair pulled into this bun. And this person is sitting at the tiny little desk in their cell, just drawing a map. And they're writing out all these numbers, they're doing all this math, they're trying to figure out their statistical likelihood of getting out of here. As we sort of look at this character face on, you see that they've got these huge bags under their eyes. Their face is scruffy, and their whole, demeanor is just tired. They're folded in on themselves. They're probably quite tall, but you wouldn't be able to tell just from looking at them. And this is Sabriel. No last name. Maybe had a last name at one point, but doesn't anymore. and Sabriel was brought into prison for gambling. But that's not really what they're really about. Sabriel's real crime, that for some reason he didn't get arrested for, he is a revolutionary from a planet under siege. Was that good? I don't know.
No, that was good.
Did you say what your card was?
So yeah, his crime is gambling. The card that I drew was the Wheel of Fortune. Because he used his gambling to fund the revolution. And then he got caught for gambling.
All four of you hear a boom that cuts over our opening music, over all of your tasks, interrupts Sabriel in the middle of their map making. And it's quiet on the cell block for a moment. And then it comes again. And those of you who are in the cells can hear a guard going down to the very, very, very end of the block. And someone banging on a door and saying, "Can you keep that fucking racket down?" And the camera goes through the door into a dark room where you think there's someone standing there, but you can't quite be sure. You can't really get a read on their face. The camera can't quite focus right on it. And as far as you can tell, nothing is happening in this room. Nothing is happening in a cell block. There is just a figure standing in the middle of the floor, not doing anything.
And it's making explosions.
Not explosions, just sounds. The cell block shakes again. And the title card comes up. It says Vi Dumarche. And the wireframe appears of the magician. And under the crime, it says, "Being alive?" with a question mark.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Love that for Vi.
Cordelia, as the sounds, like Cordelia's eyes flick from just the door to look where the sounds are.
Yeah, I mean, Sabriel doesn't even look up. Sabriel's fucking busy.
Nezumi smiles and sits up. Just like very sort of graceful.
The longest con anyone ever pulled was trying to convince the world that they were dead. Vi doesn't use pronouns. I was just making a general statement there.
Got it.
Sure.
Got it. Super interesting.
So
I'm very interested to see how we play this out with Vi, who doesn't use pronouns.
Vi is Vi. Vi's Vi. It's fine.
It's true.
Cordelia stands up and probably can't poke her head out of the window, but does put her mouth to the little slat that opens up to get food pushed through, and for people to look at her. And she says, "Hey guy, this place is getting in your head. Don't you know there's no one in there?"
I'm grinning super wide right now. That fucking ruled.
I'm laughing so hard, but silently. It's so good.
I'm just grinning, yo, that fucked.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, so good. Okay.
Well, you gotta swing as hard as you can every single time.
Hell yeah.
Pretty much.
All right. Let's, we've all introduced our characters now.
How's the game played, Sam? Mm-hmm. Oh, I was just asking how the game was played.
The game is played like so. The game is played by I open the PDF and look at it.
We will do character relationships now.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes, we have character relationships. Part of character creation
Which
in
is
this
also
game.
part of how the game is played.
It is true.
Yes.
Okay, after each character has been named, go clockwise around the table once more, down the order. This time, have everybody describe their character's relation to the person seated to their left, or below them. Are they a friend, lover, begrudging co-conspirator, rival? Do they know one another in the outside world, or meet in prison? So I already have a relationship with August's character.
I was muted that whole time. I was
Oh
trying to
no!
speak. Very sorry,
Oh
friends.
no.
It's
No worries.
fine. It's because I'm signed in on my phone, so I can't immediately see by looking.
That's
Fine.
fair, yeah.
Mm. Did you have a thing that you wanted to do for the intro?
No, I was just saying the thing about how we needed to do characters first and wondering why nobody was
Oh.
listening to me. And then about how we already had some relationships established if we wanted to use those. The ones that we discussed last time.
Do we have character relationships for everybody that we discussed last time?
I think,
No.
Let me see. It's in the doc.
Is it?
yeah, it's right down at the bottom of the doc. I didn't delete anything. I just shunted it to the bottom
Oh, okay.
if we wanted to use any of the stuff we'd already talked about. But we also don't have to.
Yeah.
It's true.
As long as everybody has a relationship with two people because of the turn order. So,
So it's the person on your left, which would be
So
the.
I'm going to say the person below you.
okay, I'm just going to
Okay.
shunt the order around just so, because Sam and August have already established one,
Mhm.
I'm just going to move Sam up the turn order to be
Okay.
underneath. Or I'll just, yeah.
Actually, put Sam above mine because I technically have a relationship with your character too.
All right. No problem.
Rearranging the turn order.
This is why we should have put our cards on this thing so we could arrange them.
It's true.
Mm.
I thought we
You could
did,
do
but
that.
It's fine. Everything is fine.
Do you mind if I move Zach above you, Matt? Because he and I also had a established vibe.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Cool. Thank you.
It still works out for me because now we get to establish a relationship between Cordelia and Vi, which I've been wanting to do. So
Hell yeah.
Which I think I just gestured at with the end of the intro.
you gestured at something.
An empty cell, apparently. Haha. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
So, Sam, what is, to start at the top, what is Sabriel's relationship with Galador then?
So, what we had sort of determined, and then also just fucking spitballing, what we determined so far was that Galador is sort of a, like, mentor and bodyguard type of situation, sort of like Sabriel's champion, in a way, where Sabriel is this, like, you know, fairly high-ranking figure in this, like, revolutionary force, and Galador is right there with them, up at the top, being muscly and strong.
Yep.
So, likely from the same planet, from the same community, part of the same revolution, arrested for different things. But I think that really what our crimes that we were arrested for really was that they needed to get us on something because they wanted us out of the picture.
Guess what, everybody? Police states suck.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Galador.
So, based on the spindle wheel cards, Nezumi had done something for Galador. So, I think our relationship is I owe you a debt.
Like it.
And I don't want to say we're necessary. I don't know if Galador is on friendly terms with anybody, but, you know, in as far as, like, just feeling generally positively about Nezumi, like, Blade's a fan. And I think that Blade also, you know, wants to kind of cultivate a vague relationship just because, you know, Nezumi could be useful down the line.
How flattering. Yeah, I'll clarify it here because I don't know how much it'll come into play. In the outside world, Nezumi's trade is information broker more than anything. Again, it's one of those cases where the crime they were pinned for is not necessarily the one they were angling for. She'll be in prison for a lot longer if she'd been caught for everything she's ever done. For sure. But perhaps unlike some people, I'm not saying that Nezumi deserves to be in prison, but Nezumi is not a good person by any way, shape, or form. So, and I have a question about Cordelia, Zach, before I can establish this relationship.
Yes.
So she's in Dark Sentencer for taking the fall for a crime family.
Yes.
Was she actually a part of it?
Yes, because she took the fall on purpose.
Okay. I suppose that was the main vibe I was going for in asking the question. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Nezumi and Cordelia are exes, but I think in this place, nobody knows what exes they are, like what the nature of the relationship was, because neither of them will talk about it to anybody else. But there's clearly, but you see the two of them together, and they have that. Oh, I'm missing like history, aren't I? There is clearly an established rapport there. We can find out what the nature of the relationship was and how it ended another time, or maybe in play. But either way, clearly there is something there. And I think, and you feel free to agree, or we can throw this out, that both of them were surprised to find each other here.
I suppose that depends on the order that we got put in.
How long's Cordelia been in?
I guess a little bit, because I said off the cuff that her hair has been growing back. Because the thing about Cordelia is she took the fall intentionally for this crime family, but I don't think she was a member of it in the same way. Because originally she was an investigator. She was like an agent of some kind.
I like that, like a capo of some kind, like part of a family, but not one of the family, as it were.
Yeah, but because she worked for like the government, and then some flipping happened, I think, and that's how she ended up in here.
I think Nezumi's was maybe already here when she arrived then. Nezumi is gender fluid and uses any pronouns, just to be clear. I have been deliberately mixing it up as I go, but listeners and fellow players should also feel free to do the same.
Awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, Junos for the Kanagawas, you're saying in chat, Mac. I'm also thinking about, 1 second.
I love to think about the relationship between Juno Steel and the Kanagawas.
It's a very
so
good thing to think about.
It's so funny. I love it.
Yes, I'm not very familiar with that. I'm also thinking of Takuya Yagami from Judgment by the Yakuza studio, who is a lawyer whose law school was paid for by the Yakuza.
That is super
Nice.
interesting.
That's a cool vibe.
That sounds like an Ace Attorney character.
Who later becomes a private investigator while still having those kind of like familial connections to a gang.
Sweet.
That's incredible, and also sounds like an Ace Attorney plot.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so she. I'm having a hard time figuring out if she might be here on purpose, like on purpose, as part of some sort of scheme.
Yeah, like not just in jail on purpose, but I went to jail to do something.
Play to find out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I think, but this also ties into her and Nezumi, because I think she knew you were here.
Ooh.
Oh. Let me be clear, my little gay self, even though we've not established the nature of the relationship, just went, in the best way. So, this is very good.
Yeah. So I think it was it was a sort of thing where like, okay, some stuff is going to break bad. I'm going to need to do some maneuvering, and also I'm going to make sure that I end up in the sentencer.
Sick.
because that's where Nezumi is, and that's where Vi is.
Yeah, so what is the relationship that Cordelia has with Vi?
I'm so interested.
Yeah, Max just chin hands over there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll ask if you have any thoughts, ideas, or preferences, Mac.
I am open to anything. I'm just very interested to hear people's ideas because, like, Vi. So Vi's whole stick is that Vi was dead at one point and now no longer is. Is not undead, but is just not dead.
Mm-hmm.
And is kind of like, has been like that for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So has been around for probably much longer than everyone else. In just like existing in the world, I mean. Like, has been, I can't say alive.
I was gonna say, like,
Because
does Vi have like signs of life, like a heartbeat and stuff? Or is it like Vi is walking and talking but has no heartbeat kind of a vibe?
I gotta feel it out. I wanna feel it
Fair.
out. I don't want, I'm like, Vi's not undead. Like, that's not interesting to me. But the rest of it, I'm gonna feel it out. I'm gonna figure out what I'm feeling here. Not sure. Maybe Vi has a heartbeat but not a working circulatory system. Who knows?
Fun.
So, but I'm up for anything, so.
Okay, I was going to say one of two-ish things, which is maybe Vi is like some sort of mentor or important character, or somebody that, or used to be. Though you said, like, you give the impression that Vi died a very long time ago.
Yeah.
The other thing that I was thinking is that Vi, I guess here's a question. Has Vi been in the sentencer for that whole time, or is this more recent?
This is more recent.
Because I had been thinking that with Vi being like so difficult to see and indistinct and stuff, I had the idea of Cordelia conceiving of Vi as her shadow.
That's so good.
Interesting.
Like almost Peter Pan style, or like some like almost a warlocky sort of connection.
I'm into it.
In the Dungeons and Dragons 5e consideration of warlock, of like, there's like they've got some sort of like deep and semi-mystical connection, and Cordelia believes that Vi is linked to her in some way that getting them together will make it much easier for them to do what needs to be done.
I'm into it. I'm very into it.
Sick. Very cool.
Love it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this Vi being in the Dark Sentencer is very recent because I think that Vi was running a con that Vi actually was undead.
Love that for Vi.
I love that for Vi.
And there was something obviously that gave up the game. It's just something that Vi missed about the nature of Vi's second life that gave up the ghost. And must have been running the scam on somebody high enough that Vi would have ended up in the Dark Sentencer. And is now, this is the second time that I have a character who's literally just chilling.
What if Vi's what if the con was tricking the like space emperor into believing that Vi could give him eternal life?
So good. So good.
Love this.
So Vi Emperor's new closed the space emperor
Oh my God.
with immortality, and then that didn't work. You got to get your exit figured out before you get your entrance.
Yeah.
Vi didn't have a good out and was like, oh, shit.
I suppose if you've been alive a long time, you do whatever you do for kicks. It's just like,
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I said last time also is that Vi is, like, out of time. So, like, totally, like, had an exit figured out for 150 years ago.
mm-hmm.
Doesn't work now. Went, well, all right. And is now just chilling in the Dark Sentencer. Cool.
So what's Vi's relationship with Sabriel then?
God, what a good question. Have we met at all?
Please say no. What if it's the person that's thumping down the hall? That's just funny to me. He doesn't have to be that.
That's so funny.
Are we just like cell neighbors, Sam?
I think we might be, yeah.
I think we're just cell neighbors and just like
No one's in that one. Whatever. Weird. And my shitty I don't remember if I said this on recording yet, but unfortunately for me, the only real image I can conjure up for my guy is like Danny Sexbang, but like older, well, not even older, just like a lot more tired. So this fucking lanky ass bitch.
this is cursing me as well.
I'm sorry for being like this. It's the only like tall Jewish guy I could think of.
Are you?
I think he is. I think Sam is actually sorry here.
I am actually.
You could have said Dan Avidan. You didn't have to specifically cite Danny Sexbang.
That's a different guy.
Too.
It's true, it's a different
That's
guy.
a different guy.
Sorry,
That guy
my
wears a
apologies.
leotard.
That guy wears a leotard. You're
That is-
so right. I meant Daniel Avidan.
You're right.
This is not Danny Sexbang.
Mhm.
My
This is Daniel
apologies. I
Avidan, the
spoke
guy.
The game grump.
The game grump.
The game begrump.
Okay, I think that's all the relationships then.
Nice.
Any other ones can come up in play. So now Sam can explain how the gameplay works.
All right, let's talk about gameplay. So, basically, the way that this game works is we draw cards, and what card it is determines, like, the mood and the, like, jumping point off. It's very similar to, like, Lady Winter, to the
And House.
Protocol
Yeah.
games. So what?
And house.
House? I don't think I've
I
played
don't
that
think
one.
Sam's played House.
I don't think I've played that one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so basically we draw a minor arcana card. Suit dictates the mood, and the premise is dictated by the card's number. We'll be paying attention to the suit. That'll become relevant later. We're gonna do 11 of these. We've got 11 days. So each card is 1 day. And then we kind of... Last time when we played this, we just kind of, like, fucked around. I think I ended up drawing a card for a scene that my character never showed up in.
You know what? I think you're right.
I was like, okay, here it is for somebody else because it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to be here. So, go ham. So yeah, it's pretty chill. Sam, do you want to do the first one?
Sure.
Can we, August, shuffle the deck?
And
Yes.
does this deck only
Have minor
the
arcana?
minor arcana?
Yes.
It only has minor.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Give me just a second, because I lost my tab.
Please shuffle it so we don't end up with 5 swords again.
and make sure that because the thing says 120. Oh, does it say removed? What cards are removed?
So,
It has both upright and reversed cards in it.
Yeah.
Ah.
So
Oh, is that going to matter to us?
no.
No.
Well, so we'll just double draw if we draw double.
If we somehow miraculously draw the same card upright and reversed, we can just redraw.
okay. I shuffled 3 times.
Excellent.
So
Great.
Oh, yeah.
I swear to fucking God, if we do another fucking...
All swords, all the time.
So,
Oh, wow. Sword's bad. Oh.
yeah, we drew 5 of them. 4 in a row.
Yep.
5 out of 8 scenes, 4 in a row, all swords is a lot.
It was a
Dang.
lot.
Mhm.
It's a lot.
But let's see how today goes.
Hell yeah.
Let's see how today goes. All right. Yeah, so Samwise has to draw.
Oh, is it my turn first? All right, cool.
Yeah, you're at the top of the turn order.
Oh, that's right. I got moved to the top of the turn order. All right, cool. I got...
You're leading.
It's true, I am leading. Shut up. Flip card. Cool, I got the 6 of swords. Fuck me. I'm sorry if I screw out my audio for talking a little too loud. I'm gonna move my mic a little further back from myself. So I got the 6 of swords, which means a lie uncovered, physical conflict, suffering, doubt, alienation, grief, danger, blind action, cruelty. Great first scene!
I mean, hey, you gotta get a little rough to start with.
Sometimes you just gotta get a little rough and tumble. All right. So for this 6 of swords, let's see. A lie uncovered. Maybe it's the fact that Galador and Sabriel are revolutionaries, and that the things we were arrested for was the sort of cover-up of that. Oh.
It's good. It feels a little early.
It's a little early for that.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. How do we start this game with a lie uncovered?
I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, we're probably all lying to somebody.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go a completely different direction with this and say, Sabriel did not tell Galador. I feel like Sabriel and Galador were arrested at the same time in the same place, like together,
Mm-hmm.
and then just charged with different crimes.
I like that idea.
Yeah, like they were arrested during a, like, revolutionary, like, protest type situation, and then charged with whatever they could pin on them and sent to prison.
Mm-hmm.
So a lie uncovered could be Sabriel did not admit to Galador that they are kind of injured. And the game might start with Sabriel fucking, I don't know, collapsing from the pain in the middle of work time with Galador.
So have these two been here significantly less time? If we're in the same cell block, I mean, and this is an injury.
Yeah, I think that, like, maybe we got here, like, a week ago, and my injury got infected.
I appreciate how quickly you're just like, nah, we're getting out of here. We have a revolution to get back to. I cannot be dealing with being in prison.
Exactly. No. He is from the moment he got here, he was like, how am I getting out? How am I going to get back to the people who need me?
Oh god, this is Ojoras getting stuck in prison before the big revolution, isn't it?
I have
It's
never
just like,
read The Brick.
This is hysterical because of all of the people in this group, I think Sabriel is probably the best one.
That's really funny.
Like, morally speaking.
Like, I think Sabriel is the most morally good.
Oh, probably. He's also a shithead. Who is the kind of person who, not to reference too closely the kind of character that I've made here, would blow up a church to make a point.
Of course.
Valid of him, though. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, there might be innocent people in there right now, but it's about the statement.
Incredible.
Yeah, no, this dude sucks.
So what? Yeah. So what's the?
Yeah.
What is this? Is this a scene or is this a vignette?
I don't know. I think that we could play this as a scene with my injuries are infected, and I have fucking collapsed from the stress of a badly infected, like, leg wound from our arrest. Galador, you are there. Anybody else who's there, everybody else who wants to be there could also be there.
What's the work?
Oh yeah, what are we doing?
I was going to say, do we want to make this a group scene? And, like, is this, like, in the lunch area, or is this, like, in a workspace, like you're saying?
I mean, what kind of work is done here? We're in the same cell block, so we're probably doing the same work as well, I think.
That tracks.
I don't know anything about prison. We're making this up as we go along.
Yeah, I mean, our labor is being exploited.
Yeah, our labor's being exploited. It's prison labor.
Yeah. So my first thing was that we were doing. There's two different kinds. There's menial, like physical, hard labor, or there is mind-numbing minutia, like meaning labor of like we are putting together circuit boards by hand.
Or, I don't know, sewing the elastic onto the leg holes of leotards all day.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Sam.
Oh, Sam.
Sorry.
I like textiles as a thing.
Yeah, textiles are made with prison labor a lot.
Yeah, also, there's a reason Nezumi has a neural inhibitor on. Like, they have a dope amount of cyberware that is purposely being kept from operating, but they can't take it. It's not like a limb. They can't just, like, take it off her because it's, like, hardwired into her brain.
That is dope. I love this.
Yeah. Yeah, to be clear, part of it is it lets her interface with electronics and things like that. Think like Minority Report interfacing with displays, because I love that shit. But also it helps regulate hormones and brain chemistry. Basically, she's been off meds since coming here because the cyberware helps maintain ADHD and autism, like regulates dopamine and serotonin and everything. So...
that rules. I love that.
But yeah.
But also, it sucks that, they're not doing great.
No, they're having a rough time as a result. But yeah, I like textiles for that the sort of thing where if you could get away with talking, you would. Like, you have the energy to, but you're like so brain dead at the end of the day. I also do a very mind-numbing job. So
I'm so glad that we are like connecting on this. You're so brain dead at the end of the day that you would do anything to just have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah, capitalism is a hellscape.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I mean, and water is wet, but
Yes. Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, let's say that getting a little too real for me because this happened to me at work last week, or yesterday. Yeah. Fucking Sabriel goes to pick something up off the floor and fucking collapses out of his seat. And is on the floor.
Are we monitored by guards, do you think, or is it like all electronic? Unless there's issues.
We established that guards are in the prison in the introduction.
Sure,
Yeah.
but it's like, are they in every facet?
There are guards somewhere.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean that it was a fully automated prison, but I meant like specifically in this space.
In the work area?
Yeah.
Is there a guard in here?
There's probably a guard like at the entrance and exit, and another guard at the place where the clothing that we are producing, where the stuff we're producing goes through, so they can check for any contraband being moved from place to place.
Yeah.
They probably aren't walking the line, but we almost certainly have like productivity devices,
The monitoring of some sort.
Yeah.
God, I'm almost imagining, like, as soon as Galador sees that, Blade gets up, goes over to where Sabriel is, and, like, I'm imagining, like, Blade picks him up, and then, like, goes to a guard, and is just like, fix this.
Oh, we love an establishing character moment.
Yeah, I mean, Sabriel is just like trying to like pat. How very important. How does Blade pick them up? Is he like you just like tossed over Blade's shoulder, or like is this like a princess carry?
This is like a princess carry.
Fucking incredible. Oh my god. I mean, like, I think that Sabriel is like trying to like pat Galador on the chest, like, I'm okay, don't worry about it. I'm fine. Just bring me back to my seat. Man has like an obvious fever, is like very, very clearly not doing great, and is just like, it's okay, I can still work.
I think
Go on, Zach. You go.
Oh, I think Cordelia like very quickly like slides out of her seat where she was doing, fine tuning embroidery guns or whatever, you have to like really like dial in the nozzles that shoot the thread into the
None of this makes sense, but I love it. Go on.
It's sci-fi.
It's sci-fi.
It's sci-fi.
She's calibrating nozzles. She like slides out.
Exactly how embroidery works.
And she said, what the hell is going on with this one? What you all and the guard's like, we don't have a We don't have an injury on file for you. And nothing in here is dangerous enough to cause you an injury. You're probably faking it.
That is patently untrue. Sorry, no. I think that my guy goes, that is. It's like slams his hand onto Galador's chest. Patently untrue. There are about 15 different ways that you can permanently disfigure yourself using that. He sort of limply throws his arm sideways to point at the industrial sewing machine. The space industrial sewing machines that he was working at, using that machine right there.
Yeah, but none of them are on you right now.
He's resting his forehead against Galador's tit.
I'm not seeing any missing fingers. I'm not seeing any blood. We get back to work.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
So, introducing some physical conflict, Galador, shifts Blade's hold on Sabriel and then, reaches out, grabs the guard's hand and, presses it to Sabriel's forehead and says, "This is not fake. Fix this now."
Yeah, this dude's got 101 fever. He is obviously dying or very sick.
I think the guard is that might be the case, but the guard is furious at being touched by a prisoner.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And pulls out like a
taser.
Yes. Except it's like a baton that crackles with electricity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stun baton. Yeah.
And he's getting ready to attack you, and Cordelia jumps in and puts a hand on both people's shoulders and says, Hey, okay. I don't think. Listen, obviously something's wrong. Blade is getting pretty heated. You're getting pretty heated. I don't think. Let's not escalate this. There's only two of you. And looks at the guy and says, "There's 16 people in here. If this escalates, more people will come and they'll hurt us real bad. But until then, there will be two of you alone with us."
I want Sabriel to hold his fist out for a fist bump, but give no indication of what he's doing other than holding his fist out for him.
Cordelia leaves him hanging completely.
I think Galador just pats his fist down. Just put that away.
Just puts a hand on it and puts it back on his own leg.
Yeah, just not saying put that away, but that's the gesture. Just put that away.
Yeah.
Nezumi at their station just shuts the machine off and leans on the back of the chair and looks at the other guard, just you could consider paging the infirmary.
Yep. Beep. Can we get a medic team to the textile? And on the other side of the room, the guard is a little shaken by that, and Cordelia just pats him on the shoulder and says, "All right, let's all." Galador.
Blade grunts and takes a step back.
All right, Sabriel will be all right in a moment. And then Cordelia walks back to her station, and she looks over at Nezumi, and she flicks her wrist, and out from inside her sleeve comes the card she palmed off the guard while she was patting his shoulder. And she winks and puts it in her jacket, in the top part of her jumpsuit.
I'm so gay. I'm useless right now.
Mood. Big mood.
This rules. I was just wow, that was extremely sexy.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like scene.
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds like scene.
We are all ... fucking gay.
Yep.
It's true.
Well, the thing is, what Zakastan has played a dangerously competent, slightly older woman. And therefore, we are all useless in the face of that.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
I
don't usually like women, but this character, very my type.
I have Steady. I have Jericho. I have Hereafter. I have fourth guy.
You play a lot of DILFs.
And so,
Sorry.
You play a lot of competent people.
Yeah, it's the most fun to. This is escapism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, word.
Zachary Fredrickson. There will
Who's
be no
next?
self-deprecation on this recording.
I think August
We
is
love you,
pulling a card.
Yes,
Yep.
August is pulling a card next.
Hi, it's August, and I just wanted to thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed us, please consider leaving a rating on your podcast platform of choice, telling your friends about us, or tweeting about us using the FTLcast hashtag. We are also part of a nonprofit podcasting guild called Standing Stones Productions. We do a variety of shows, including The Room Where It Happened and Dumb Kids Playing Hero, 2 actual play shows, and a Steven Universe discussion podcast called Gay Space Rocks. We also do live streams at twitch.tv/StandingStonesProd. You can keep up with everything that we do on Twitter at Stones_standing. Unfortunately, Standing Stones was already taken. Your support means a lot. Thanks again!